Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the web inspired hair tie. These are super fun, quick, easy project. They don't take up a lot of yarn, so you can definitely use some of those extra scraps that you have sitting around. You can make it out of any type of yarn. This black one was made with a fine weight yarn, and the white and red were made with a 4-weight acrylic yarn. So without further ado, let's jump right into the web-inspired crochet hair tie. For this project, you'll need a bit of yarn. You can use whatever size yarn you're comfortable with. I'm going to do this tutorial in a 4-weight acrylic yarn in red. You'll need a elastic hair tie, a pair of scissors, and I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook. You'll also need a yarn needle to weave in those two ends once you finish with the hair tie. To start, we're going to place a slip knot on our hook. Pick up your hair tie, and we're going to work around the hair tie. You're holding your hair tie like this. You've got your hook in your other hand. You're going to go right through the center of that hair tie, and you're going to join by yarning over, pulling through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. That will join your yarn to your elastic hair tie. Now, this first round, we're just going to be working single crochets all the way around the hair tie. You need to work as many as you can fit on there without it being too over scrunched. So every once in a while, as you're working around, just pull your hair tie and try to fill up some of those empty spaces. You don't want to have too few single crochets, but you also don't want to have too many either. So I'm just going to work single crochets all the way around, putting my hook through the elastic hair tie, pulling a loop of yarn on my hook, yarning over, and pulling back through both loops for a single crochet. And you're just going to do this all the way around until you have your hair tie completely covered with single crochets. So I've worked around, and I've got a bunch of single crochets around my hair tie. If I pull that apart a little bit, I've still got a little bit of space where I can see my elastic hair tie. So I'm going to try and work a few more in that space before I join the round. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, just because there's not a lot of space to work with. And you don't want too few single crochets, or you'll lose that elasticity in your hair tie. So you definitely want to make sure that you have enough single crochets where your hair tie can still be pulled apart and worked around the hair on that first round. Otherwise, you're going to have a hair tie that doesn't stretch and pull as much as you'd like, maybe. So I'm just going to work a few more around my hair tie, and I think that's pretty good. We're just going to find that first single crochet and put your hook in that stitch, yarn over, pull a loop through, and through the loop on your hook to slip stitch, joining round 1. For round number 2, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, and this chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. We're going to skip to the next stitch, and in that next stitch we're going to work a half double crochet. So yarn over, pull through everything. Now we've got 2 half double crochets to start. We're going to chain 4, skip 2 stitches down here, so skip 2 single crochets, and in the next we're going to half double crochet. So skip 2, 1, 2, and in the next half double crochet. We're going to repeat that. We're going to half double crochet into the next stitch. You always want 2 half double crochets in between your chain 4s and skip 2 stitches underneath that chain 4. So we've got our half double crochet, we're going to chain 4, skip 2, 1, 2, and in the next half double crochet. We're going to repeat that all the way around. Half double crochet in the next stitch, chain 4, skip 2 stitches, and half double crochet into the next. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around, and I will meet you back at the beginning. I have worked all the way around, and I just worked a half double crochet, and as you can see, I'm very close to where I started. Because there's going to be a different amount of single crochets on that first round, everybody is going to potentially finish in a different spot. I like to just make it work. If you would rather not put that half double crochet there and join immediately, so I would have not put that half double crochet in, I would have just done my chain 4 and then slip stitch to the top of your chain 2. You would have something like this, which completely works. You know, just stretch it out, see, make sure that it's not too tight. If you want one extra little web part, I'm going to go back one here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. So what I'm thinking of doing is chaining my 4, skipping 1, and then working the half double crochet in the next. You just kind of have to play around with it and see what works for you. And then a half double crochet into that very next stitch. So instead of skipping 2, I've just skipped 1. I'll have 1 stitch right there on the end. I'm going to chain 4, and now I can immediately slip stitch to the top of my chain 2, and now I've got my webs, and that is round 2. So at the end of round 2, just kind of play around, see what works, see what doesn't work, see what you like better. There's really no right or wrong answer as far as that second row. For round 3, we're going to do the same thing, except those chains are going to be increased by 2 chains. So we're going to chain 2 to start, and that's the start of our round, our first half double crochet. Right into the next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet. And those are our base going up the web. Round 2, we chained 4. For round 3, we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's really raining now. It got super dark. I'm not sure if it comes across on the camera, but it is pouring, which is nice. We can use the rain. In the top of your half double crochets, you're going to work a half double crochet into each of those stitches, as close as you can get to those stitches. You just want 2 half double crochets. So a half double crochet worked over each of the half double crochet from the previous row or round. We're to our chain part now. So again, we're going to increase and work 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then half double crochets over our half double crochets. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat this. Chain 6, and a half double crochet over the top of those half double crochets. So you should start to see something like this, where you've got your half double crochets running up over top of each other and your chains over top of the chains from the previous round. I'm going to keep working this and I will meet you back here at the beginning. If you find that you have a hard time telling where your round started, I suggest just putting a stitch marker somewhere at the beginning of the round. We're going to slip stitch in the top of that first chain 2. So if you want to put a stitch marker just on that first chain 6 that you did, so you know that is where you started, that is super helpful as you work around in this pattern. Alright, here's where I started. There's my first chain 6. I've worked 2 half double crochets over top of those 2, so I need one more chain 6. And now I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of my chain 2 to join the round. So now we've got rounds 1, 2, and 3 done. And if you lay it down, you can kind of see where it's spider web inspired. You can always make these out of pretty flower colors, and they'll work just fine as little flower hair ties. For round 4, we're going to do the exact same thing. We are going to increase the chain number by 2. So in round 2, we had a chain of 4. In round 3, we had a chain of 6. And in round 4, we're going to have a chain of 8. So same thing, you start with a chain 2, and then you work a half double crochet into that next stitch. And now we're going to do our chain 8. Find your first half double crochet stitch and work a half double crochet into the top of that stitch. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to work a half double crochet as close as you can over top of each of those half double crochets from the previous round. Chain 8. And again, a half double crochet over top of your half double crochets from round 3. And you're just going to repeat this all the way around. This is the final round, although if you wanted to create an even bigger web hair tie, you would do the same principle. You would work half double crochets over the top of your half double crochets from the previous round and increase your chain amount by 2 each round. So again, we had 4 chains, 6 chains, and now we're on 8 chains. If you wanted one more round, you would increase by 2 and have 10 chains. And that's the basic principle of the webby pattern. I'm going to go ahead and work this pattern around, and I will meet you right back here to join and finish up our web inspired hair tie. I'm back to the beginning. I've just worked my last chain 8, and I'm going to find the top of my chain 2 and just pop a slip stitch right into that stitch. I also like to work a slip stitch into the next stitch just to secure it a little bit more, and I can fasten off now. I'll leave a long tail so I can weave this in nice and tight and good so it doesn't pop out. But as you can see, we've got a web inspired hair tie. So we've got 3 different styles of webby hair ties. One using a very fine weight yarn. This is like a 1 or a 2 weight, very fine weight yarn. Comes out a little bit smaller. The white was made with a 4 weight acrylic yarn, but it's a little bit thinner of a 4 weight. And the red one that we did on this tutorial was using Red Heart 4 weight acrylic yarn, and because it's a little bit thicker, stiffer type of yarn, it came out just a little bit bigger. You can add rounds to any of these using any yarn and whatever hook that you feel works best for this pattern. I went with the 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. You can always size that down a little bit, but if you're using a 4 weight yarn, sometimes using a smaller hook is a little bit more difficult with that thicker yarn. But again, it's all personal preference, whatever you feel comfortable with. This is a super quick and easy Halloween type pattern. Give it a try. It's super fun and they look super cute in your hair. You can even add a little plastic spider if you wanted to give it a little extra spookiness. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!